Campaign 2020, where it's looking more like a two-person race between Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders. Biden was written off a week ago, but had a big comeback last night, winning 9 states. Maine and California still counting ballots, but Sanders is ahead in the Golden State. Meanwhile, today, Mike Bloomberg dropped out, and Elizabeth Warren is said to be mulling her future after a very disappointing performance. Now, the Connecticut primary is still weeks away, but there is some added momentum. Our chief Capitol reporter, Susan Raff, is live at the Legislative Office building with that. Susan?
Dennis, first and foremost, as you already know, this is a big election, and it has certainly captured people's attention. Connecticut's primary is just around the corner, and Connecticut has partnered up this year with a number of states in the hope that it will generate more interest and voters. Super Tuesday was the biggest day of the Democratic primary calendar. Voting took place in 14 states with a huge number of delegates at stake. It was a great night for Joe Biden, restoring him to the front-runner status, when just 3 weeks ago, some were writing him off.
Yesterday was supposed to be the day that Bernie Sanders built up a virtually insurmountable lead to give him at least a plurality of delegates going into the convention. That didn't happen. Joe Biden actually got more votes and is likely, when all is said and done, even adding in California, will have more delegates than Bernie Sanders.
We will see more candidates drop out, and eventually there will be only one Democrat to take on President Trump. Connecticut voters will have their say in a primary on April 28th. 5 other states will also have primaries that same day, from Rhode Island down to Maryland. Some are even calling it the Acela primary, because those are the states where the Acela train speeds through. Connecticut once had primaries in February. The advantage to April: we get more delegates.
It's exciting for Joe, and I know that Bernie was a little bit disappointed, I'm sure.
Nancy Wyman, the state party chair, has met former Vice President Joe Biden many times, but says she is not endorsing him.
You're going to see that people are going to be coming out to vote, and it has nothing to do with the date. It has to do with the energy that's out there now. Across the country, we saw more people coming out to vote than we've ever seen.
To give you an idea about voter turnout, 2 years ago, it was just a midterm election, and we did see an increase in the number of people turning out to vote, over 65%. This year, because it is a presidential election, we are expecting a lot more. And the Secretary of the State's office tells us that we are seeing an increasing number of people who are registering to vote, and perhaps a record number of young voters who definitely want to vote in the upcoming election. We are live in Hartford. Susan Raff, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.